Good afternoon, and welcome to More Than Meets the Eyes Size Off. Yeah, we're going to do a size off today, mainly because I don't really have anything new to review for you, but I do want to go over these WWE Wrek N Slam vehicles and talk about which one I think is the best representation of what the description of a WWE Wrek N Slam vehicle is, which is a vehicle that you're supposed to wreck and slam and it's supposed to come apart, and there's usually a spring-loaded gimmick involved. And we'll grade the gimmicks, figure out which one of the spring-loaded gimmicks is the best spring-loaded gimmick, and we'll also talk about the ability to rip these things apart and which one rips apart the best, like which one is the most satisfying to destroy. And we're going to get into that immediately. So I'm Blind Prime. I raise awareness for the blind and the visually impaired through alternative means and methods, and this is including to, but not limited to, comparing the sizes of 1/12 scale vehicles from the Mattel WWE line. I have fun on this channel. I show you that blind people can enjoy things that sighted people also enjoy. And, action figures are something that a lot of sighted people enjoy out there. And many don't think that, that it doesn't even come to mind that a blind person could also enjoy the same action figure. These days, with the improvements they've done to sculpting and molding and the engineering work that they've accomplished with different textures and stuff like that, it is really cool. And as a blind person, I enjoy a lot of them. Of course, I don't really touch Marvel Legends because Marvel Legends doesn't really do much on the texture side. I can't tell you the difference between three superheroes that have all the same glossy skin tight suit. I'm just gonna okay, cool. Is this Deadpool? No. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got nothing. Yeah, there's something about Marvel Legends that do upset me a little bit. I miss the Toy Biz Marvel Legends because they were far more sculpted and detailed in that what you could feel with your fingertips. There was a lot more that you could feel than there is with the current, with Marvel Legends from Hasbro. So sadly, I don't really cover those very much. I'll cover the occasional figure because they're cool, but I really like the G.I. Joes because of, their textures and the sculpt work and the engineering put behind them. But, getting so many G.I. Joes, the thing about G.I. Joes is you want vehicles because, why are you going to have G.I. Joes without vehicles? This Windows. Yeah. You know what? That will actually help. So I discovered WWE Wrek N Slam vehicles way back in 2022, I think. And I started off with the slambulance because I knew we were eventually getting dark, and I had just picked up barbecue from the Cobra Island stuff, and getting barbecue, barbecue is a rescue worker. I really need a rescue vehicle, so I did 1/12 scale rescue vehicles, and this guy popped up, this Wrek N Slam ambulance, the slambulance as they call it. The Wrek N Slambulance. And I love how they just play with their own title and merge it with other things. I mean, Wrek N Slam Mobile is not really that great, but what was it? Wrek N Slam Rig? No, it's Wrek N Slam Big Rig or something like that. Anyway, we got the crane truck. I keep forgetting its name because it's an odd one. But then we have the Wrek N Slam Monster Truck, which they didn't really do much with the naming convention on that. But the slambulance definitely wins when it comes to the naming convention because slambulance is just fun to say. And I love it whenever there's something fun to say. So we're going to go over the slambulance first because it was the first one that I covered, and it's one of the bigger units next to the rig. The rig is actually the biggest of the bunch, and that one was also the most expensive of the bunch at like $60 when it came out. This guy was only like 30. But I found this at a Ross for only 15. It was pretty good. Now, let's go over what you can. You know what? We'll cover the spring-loaded gimmick first because that is honestly the most fun. So let's go ahead and make life a little easier for our spring-loaded gimmick. We've got to showcase the best of it, right? So we're going to keep the door sealed. I'm going to spin it around to you, my friends. And we're going to hit the spring-loaded gimmick, which is the front license plate for the ambulance, and boom! Oh, that is so satisfying. Maybe if I hadn't had him tilted upwards. But let's try that again. Let's reload it. So all you do is you just put the gurney on the slides and click it back into place. Now this time, we're not going to seal the doors. Let's see how much range he gets when we don't seal the doors. And of course, it's Flint. Because why not? It'd be Flint. That has to be, you know, the daredevil in this situation. Go, Flint, go! I love this gimmick. It is one of my most favorite ones. Flint's just all over the place down here. Did you lose your hat? No! Flint's one of the few characters that comes with a hat that's almost impossible to lose. He didn't even lose his gun because it's in there really well. His shotgun is a little loose in its scabbard, but it's still good. Nothing about him fell apart, and we had fun too. I like Flint. Flint is one of the better G.I. Joe classified figures out there, and people do not give Flint enough love. No, they do not. Let's put Flint back in here and load it back up. There it goes. I just reloaded the spring-loaded gimmick. Let's talk about this gurney real quick. Now with Doc, we got a foldable gurney, and we talked about this gurney compared to the foldable gurney in our video on the review of Doc. And just check this slambulance done caused a problem. There you go, Mr. Slambulance. Now the gurney here isn't too bad. It can hold a 1/12 scale action figure, and it can kind of hold a 6-inch scale action figure, a bigger fig. But 7 inches is a bit too far. Now, this guy, you know, his head's a bit far up because of the fact that he's got this core area, and because of his crazy thick vest with all that texture work, he really can't bend backwards to make it seem like, you know, he's laying on the gurney. I should have given him a little pillow right there. That would have been better, I think. He needs a pillow, but he is attached with this rubber strap. The rubber strap comes around to the side, and you just unpeel it from its little hook down on one of these. See, there's these two poles that come in a Y, and they have that center pole, and then on one of the poles, there's a little tab that sticks out, and that allows you to come in here and undo the belt and take off the flint. And then we have a nice little gurney underneath. And it's even got some molded in straps, though I don't understand why they did that. They could have just left those and not done those, but oh well. Sometimes they make the weirdest decisions. So let's go ahead and put him back on the gurney and continue, because, you know, I don't want this video to take 30 minutes, and at this rate it may take 30 minutes if I don't speed things up. Alright, he is. Hey, realize. Get in that little. Get in your socket. Crazy rubber safety belt. Okay, let's put him back in the slambulance. Or actually, no, we'll just lay him out over here. And let's talk about the slambulance. So, spring-loaded gimmick for slambulance is pretty good. Now, let's take a look at what we can take apart on the slambulance. You can open these up. But one of the funner things to do with him is we've got the monster truck. And you know what? We'll go over that later. Now, the back doors, both of these back doors do rip off. So that's two things that he has. And man, my studio is going to be a mess when this video's over. Here's, of course, the gurney for Doc that I've just been storing inside the slambulance. We've got... Boom! Yeah! I like the giant hole in the side of the slambulance. It was fun. I had some Cobra soldiers trying to rescue Cobra Commander, who was on a gurney in here, because the Joes had managed to get him, but he was injured, and so they evacuated him in an ambulance, and Cobra had to get him back, so they used the Cobra coil to come up on the side and put little plastic explosives and blow the side of the ambulance out so that they can climb in there and rescue Cobra Commander. Yeah, and fight some Joes as well. But that's the basics on the interior of this guy. There's some stuff glued to the inside to be like shelving units and things with medicine bottles and stuff like that. We of course got some storage in here. We got a few items that I keep stored, like the Jaws of Life, and it's pretty good overall. I like this ambulance. I like its features. Come here in the front, and we've got more. You can rip off the hood. And the hood ripping off is kind of a normal thing. So for the rest of this video, I'm using this ambulance first for also this reason. You can also pop the window out. You can just pull the window out if you want to. Isn't that cool? I like that. I like the fact that the window can come out too. Now, this bar also comes off. So, we're going to start with, when we get into the rest of the vehicles, we have the hood, and then we'll have the roof, and we'll have the sides, and front and back. Okay, that's how we're going to do this video whenever it comes to what you can remove. So, for the slambulance, you can remove there's nothing on the front, but you can remove the hood. You can mess with the roof. The roof does pop in pretty easily. It's awesome. And you can take off the light bar. Now, on each side, you can have a giant hole in this side, and then over here on the other side, we've got these little doors that you can rip off and have a figure hold. And of course, I pull it off, and the axe for barbecue comes flying out because I store the axe in here. Let's put that axe back in there. Come on. Come on. There's a way the axe stores in here, and there's a way the axe does not store in there. No, axe! No, wait, that was the hatchet. Ah, the hatchet! The axe knocked over the hatchet. Let's just close that up. We're just gonna close. Oops, blind people problem. Let's just close that up. All right, there it goes. Cool. And that. What is that? Okay, cool. Nothing. All right, let's set you off to the side. Now the next Slam vehicle I bought was the Slam Mobile. Now the Slam Mobile here could hold 2 action figures, where the Slambulance can hold up to 4 action figures, I say. You have 2 in the back and 2 in the front. This one can only hold 2. I have Darth Vader, who is not sitting in his seat. Oh, Darth Vader, what's going on with you? Why aren't you sitting? Oh, your foot's in. You're playing footsie with Darth Sidious over there. Don't play footsie with the Emperor, and get your foot in the correct wheel well. Okay, or the foot well. There we go. Vader's more like it. And then we have Darth Sidious holding a package that belongs to the forklift. Now for this one, this Slam vehicle, we can rip off the doors if we wanted, I think. I'm pretty sure you can rip these doors off. Yeah, the doors rip off, and there's a bunch of cloth for Darth Vader. Now he doesn't have any door, and that's pretty good. The doors rip off on each side, so each side has something. The hood does pop in, and we can rip the hood off if we want to. I think, right? You can take the hood off. There it goes. And then, furthermore, when you take the hood off, you get something fun in here of an engine that is dented. And so you can lay an action figure in there as if they've just been plowed into this. And this is a fun effect with this dented engine to do with something like if you're having the Juggernaut fight Colossus, you can lay Colossus across here. And with this window also breaks, it can break twice. So you can just break one side of it and have one side lowered down while the other side's up. Or you can break both sides of it. It's pretty good. I do say they managed to get some pretty neat little effects going on here with these windows and stuff. Let's get this. The engine being dented like that is a really nice touch. That is not the case with the Slambulance. That is only the case with this one. And you take Cliff Jumper, bam, Cliff Jumper just plowed into that. Look at that. It's kind of goofy, but I can imagine driving around using Cliff Jumper as a hood ornament. But that is something fun that the front has. The side has the ability to rip off the doors. Windows break. Not really a roof to this vehicle. Coming around here to the back, or actually before we get to the back, the front has other things. We can rip the entire front of this vehicle off. Yeah, we can rip it off. Yeah, we're scamming it good. And you can put that back on there. And that's something that the front can do that the front of the Slambulance can't because of that spring-loaded gimmick. And around here to the back, we have something special that 1/12 vehicles, even though they're large, rarely come with. And this is something that the Slambulance also has, and another grading aspect of these things. The Slambulance has the little cupboard on the side where I keep the axe and barbecue's backpack. Here, we have a trunk. And in this trunk, we got a bunch of accessories that I've stored. It's a deep trunk. It goes all the way back to where these characters are sitting. The backs of their seats is actually the inside back of the trunk, so it goes all the way back That is a good 4 fingers for me worth of space. That is for accessory storage. That is something we don't get in many 1/12 scale vehicles, and it is a crying shame. Now let's put the hood back, because I do want to showcase something later, and we need all the hoods for that. Let's just slam that hood back into place. Come on. There it goes. Yeah. And then we just take this hood, and we're going to put it back too. All right. Now, these are great, but you know, the Slam Mobile does have some problems, and a lot of these have some problems, especially with sticker usage. They'd use some poor quality stickers. It would have been nice if we had gotten some vinyl stuff, but no vinyls for us. No vinyls. No vinyls. Let's see. Hey now. Don't fight me. It's fighting me. It's always fighting me. There it goes. All right. That composite hood, because that's the texture of it. And I do love that they actually have a texture of a composite hood. Everything else is smooth and sleek, but you get to this hood and I know it's a composite hood because of the texture. So that's really cool. But there we go. That is the Slam Mobile. It is a fun little vehicle, but the stickers are all peeling away, and that is a shame. But the rear doesn't do anything but use storage, and that is pretty good. After I got that vehicle, I found myself wanting a big vehicle, and so I got this monstrosity. And this monstrosity is the Wrek N Slam rig. It came with a championship belt, which I now utilize for the 1/12 scale action figures, so that you know, the best figure of the year gets the 1/12 scale champion belt. And this thing came with a crane, and it has a ball on the end of the crane where the belt was supposed to be, but you know, I folded up a Kiko, and I put her in there because, you know, she was a small figure, and I thought, wouldn't that be fun? And I do love this crane. Oh, look, it's just a giant crane. I like it. I really do. Sadly, though, nothing about this crane comes apart. It would have been neat, but there's a lot of ratchets and stuff in this, so I get why they really couldn't do that. The sides, actually, we'll just continue going over the overview of this, but we have done an in-depth review before. So we're not covering the sides. We come to the front. Right, the front first. The front for this thing actually does pop off. And I didn't mention a gimmick with the last vehicle because the last vehicle didn't have a gimmick. This one does, though. So the front can pop off, and you get this radiator. That's a big, thick radiator, but you get a radiator and a fan kind of engine thingy there. As each of these sides can pop off, you can like slam it down in the middle, and then the sides of this thing can pop off, because I think they're supposed to originally just fold upwards. If this was a real vehicle or something, I don't know, but the sides can come off, and you can get this engine. And this is a neat gimmick, but it's also a hard gimmick to get to, because you got to rip everything off to get to the engine to flappy doodle the top. And who's going to be on the top? It doesn't. I mean, you can have someone sitting there, I guess. Have Deadpool drinking a beer on the top, and then bam, he's gone. But that's I don't really get this one. This one's not really the best to me. It's neat, but it keeps wanting to not fall back down. Yeah, I don't give this gimmick high praise. It's hard to get to, and then it just makes the top come off, where it would have been neat if the entire roof of this vehicle could actually just have popped off, and and maybe spring-loaded seats and shot everybody up. That would have been really cool, honestly. That would have been neat. But no, that's not what we got. We got a bit of a shoddy one. Let's put these pieces back together and move on. So that's the front, which you can take apart with it. If I can put it back together correctly. Good grief. There it goes. And then this is the locker. And this thing is also something that I don't really enjoy too much, because it's just so freaking big. You could have made it into 2 pieces. I'm just saying. It could have been 2 pieces. Didn't need to be so large. There it is. Put back in place. Now, the doors for this guy also come off. Let's see. You can, I believe, if I'm thinking right, rip the doors off. I think. Not all of these have door rip-off abilities. Only some of them seem to, and others seem to not. I don't think this is one of the ones you can actually rip the... No, I was wrong. You can rip the doors off. So there it goes. There's a door missing. And there's a viper inside. Ooh. Now coming around here to the side of the vehicle, there's door, roof, flaps. You can also remove the emergency, the utility vehicle light bar on top. There is a nice deep storage unit in the back here where we can pull up this big silver thing. I assume it's silver because it's that type of metal that's usually silver. And you get a really deep hole here that goes all the way down, and I can put my entire finger into it. It's a deep one, and I've been using this to store extra heads and hair. Like, see, we've got this head here. You end up getting stuff like out of a monster movie or something. But we got some really nice 80s style hair here, and a hat or a helmet, and there's a few other things like that that are just big and clunky and don't really. I didn't want to throw them in the slime cube, so I just put them and store them away inside this thing. And that's nice that we get a deep pocket that we can keep the spare heads from our collection in something. And that is another bonus to the rig that the Slam Mobile and the Slambulance both share, is they all three have some sort of storage location, and I'm down for that. But as the rest of this goes, there's nothing else that can be removed. So that is it for this guy. All right, now let's set this guy off to the side over here. There it goes. And let's move into almost done. We've got one of my more favorite ones. It doesn't really have much going on for this, but this is the forklift. And how often do you ever get forklifts in anything? I mean, come on, even look at Lego. Lego doesn't make as many forklifts as you think they would. And nobody ever makes forklifts. Like, nobody ever makes Zambinis. If I managed to get a 1/12 scale Zambini, that would just be fun, because nobody ever does that. And, got a little Cobra. Well, actually, I think that's Copperhead driving it. And it comes with a pallet that can break. That's the front. And also on the front, we've got this thing here. So we pull that up, and then you can, the spring-loaded gimmick is if you pull down, it shoots this up, the little bars. And this actually works really nice because you can have a figure standing on that bar, and boom, 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 boom. Yeah. So let's use Flint. Let's use Flint to showcase the gimmick, because it's always fun to showcase the gimmicks. And Flint, let's see, what about you may actually disappear if I showcase the gimmick, and I'll lose it forever. Your hat's on there decent. I'm not moving it. That's on there decent. Man, this is one of the better G.I. Joes because of just how well all of his stuff stays in all of the things. So we can put Flint up here. Like, he's trying to get to that Cobra Trooper, and he stepped on the bars and figured he may be able to shoot him or something through the bars. Trying to get his foot locked in. There it goes. And now, he's up here. He's about to do it, and wow! He's gone. Oh, Flint, that's so great using you. Okay, so that's an example of the little effect there. The sides of this do come off. There we go. Side removed. Basically the door. And then we have this entire roll bar. The roll bar can be peeled off, and now it is incredibly unsafe. OSHA has got some problems with what's happening here. Also, and I should have done it differently. So let's put the bars back on him. Okay, so there we go. The bars come on very easily. I like that. I haven't had to struggle with them. There's this graded thing to stop boxes from falling on the head of, where are you at, Sidious? Here we go. So, normally, there's something to stop that box from hitting the person driving the forklift in the head. But you can't peel that piece off. There's a little tab in the back to really help you. And now, bam! That's a lawsuit. Here you go, Sidious. I didn't mean to steal your package. Okay, so that's what you can do with this thing. peel it off and then reveal them inside, and then we can actually peel this up, and then we can break it in half. All these pieces, and I'm not even giving them all the pieces. So that is everything you can do with the forklift. The forklift doesn't really have much, but the forklift is very small in comparison to all the other vehicles we've talked about. It's bigger than the 4x4, but we did not get the 4x4. It was really crappy looking. All right, now finally, we're gonna come to my favorite so far next to the slambulance, and there you go, Flint. There you are. Okay, we've got, and Flint just fell over. The monster truck. Boom. Oh no, Flint, you're on the ground. Ah, Flint, just get rolled over. No, not Serana. Serana, I'm sorry. Oh, she came back to... Oh, she lost her backpack. In the Lego box. Oh, that's not good. I gotta find that backpack later. Let's put Zorana down here off to the side. Amongst the pieces. Okay, where's my Flint? There he is. I was just running him over. So first off, I guess we should cover the effect that you can do. And Zorana was going to be the test subject, but, she flew the coop. So we've got to use Flint again, because Flint is such a good tester. He's a really great assistant right now. His freaking feet are huge, so I'm going to have to put him on backwards. Flint, it's dead. You know what? No, you don't need to use the stupid footpad. Okay, so the gimmick here is if I slam down on the engine that pops up out of the front hood, Flint should fly away. And so should the back covering of this truck. Let's try it. Ah, satisfied. Nah, only half of it popped off, but Flint managed to hit the ambulance. Well, that was a good place for you to land, Flint. He actually landed inside the back of the ambulance. Perfect place for you to land, Flint. I can't imagine a better place for you to end up at after being launched from a monster truck. What convenient placement for an ambulance. All right. So the gimmick there is that these the back tray pieces for this truck come off because it's kind of like a pickup truck. It has these bars on the back. It reminds me a lot of the pickup truck from the movie Back to the Future, when he gets that cool pickup truck. On here in the back area, the spring-loaded gimmick is this weird piece that spirals. I don't know why it needs to spiral, but spiraling allows for... Actually, I do know why it needs to spiral. I don't know why I'm saying that. The spiral allows for there to be a little chaos when you hit that, so instead of it just popping through the middle, the spiral causes it to launch things across the way. So that is the spring-loaded gimmick with the monster truck. And since this is the last one, we'll be grading them as I go along. Spring-loaded gimmicks-wise, this ambulance wins. I'm sorry, launching a gurney out the back of an ambulance is just way too much fun. I enjoy it, and I hope that you enjoy it too. It's just a lot of fun. And I give the Slambulance's gimmick a 10 out of 10. Like the gimmick, no grades 10 out of 10. My bad. We're just going to give it the gold prize for spring-loaded effects. The Slambulance effect is really cool. The worst effects, well, that's going to be the rig, because who's going to stand on the roof of the vehicle? I think you're supposed to put the ladder on the roof of the vehicle and then have a figure on the ladder, so that effect would actually be really neat. But it doesn't make any sense, so I don't like it. Now, the runner-up, the silver prize, goes to the forklift, because that forklift one is just a lot of fun. And then the bronze goes to the monster truck. Now, let's move on to other things roof-wise for the monster truck. You can remove its light bar, like you can remove the light bar of the other vehicles. But this time, this light bar is special because this light bar actually holds stuff in. And, oh, I forgot to mention on the rig, let me reach over and grab it real quick. There was something on the side of the rig I forgot to talk about, and there it is. Boom. The fuel tanks come off. All right, so here on the side we've got this little platform that you can have a action figure standing on, which I do think is really cool. So here's Zorana. I love that she continued holding her gun, but she lost her backpack. I am surprised that it was that way that it happened. She didn't even lose her hair. Now you can put Zorana up there. There it goes. Nice little platform for putting a 1/12 scale figure, but this platform does make it difficult for the steps, and we'll talk about the steps in a second. Now, set the light bar down there. Now, for the side front of this vehicle, nothing comes off. Sadly, that is a missed opportunity. For the sides, we've got the entire side of the truck comes off, like with the forklift. The entire side, not just a little bit of it. And we can take off both sides. And I do enjoy this part about the vehicle here. It's got a roll bar that's really nice. And then there's this piece of roll bar back here that can actually also be removed. And you're just left with these roll bar sections sticking up on either side. You can stick this guy on top. It only sits really in one place because it's weirdly bent. But it's bent so that it can handle these two sides. So let's go ahead and put these back because they do add stability to these pieces of roll bar that are sticking up. And I like the roll bar. The roll bar is a nice touch. It is a decent touch. Oh, something else I've forgotten about this because the characters have all been driving. But most of these seats can actually be removed. And we're going to take out this dreadnought here. Ripper. Here you go, Ripper. I lost his sunglasses because of Sugar. That was sad. I thought he had cool sunglasses. But Sugar decided to launch the monster truck off the table, and his sunglasses went somewhere, and I'm going to find them while doing a deep clean of this room. I know it. Now, coming in here, we can grab the seat, and we can pull the seat out. You can pull the seats out of the majority of these vehicles. The seats are something that are pulled outable, and usually, whenever you pull the seat out, you do get a texture under the seat, and that's a big bonus, and it's fun. On the other side, we do have this ladder piece that fits into two slots, one on either side there. You can put the ladder on either side of this vehicle mode here. Not vehicle mode, Transformers in the brain. You can put it on either side of this vehicle. And curiosity real quick. So we've got this fuel tank here. Let's put the ladder down there. The fuel tank has very similar spacing on it. And let's see. The spacing isn't quite right to make this happen. But I wonder if it still can kind of happen. Can we kit bash this? Because that would be neat. If we can kit bash putting the... No, it's too wide. But if you wanted to glue it in there, you can put the fuel tank right below there. And it does sort of fit. I mean, the size-wise works. So that's pretty neat. Okay, that is it for the truck. These back panels come off. The roof comes off. The roll bar disassembles a little bit. The seat comes out. The steering wheel does not. And then we have the engine, but you can't pull that engine off or anything like that. And that is a shame. That is a shame. So, before I really have a little fun with these things, with the monster truck, we're going to go over some trophies. I think that the monster truck wins when it comes to disassembly on the sides. I like that the whole side panels come off, but there's no door removal. So actually, it gets the silver for that. The big prize winner is going to go to the slambulance for its side piece removal because of the giant hole in the side of the ambulance and the fact you can take off those cabinet doors and use them to beat other action figures. It's pretty neat. And so the slambulance is going to get the gold medal for that. So monster truck's getting the silver for the side removal. The bronze is going to the forklift because the forklift also has a nice side removal. And then the copper is going to go to the Wrek N Slam rig because the Wrek N Slam rig has got more pieces to remove than the mobile. The mobile loses the competition of side pieces. Mobile has very few side pieces. Now, let's get into the front, the hoods. Mobile's hood collapses. The engine has a really cool texture. The rig's engine hood collapses, and the front removes just the same as the mobile. But there's no real cool texture in that engine because, like with the Monster truck here, the engine is for the spring-loaded gimmick, and I don't like that. So there's that. But then we come over here to the slambulance, and the slambulance has a removable front. Does your engine actually get taken out, or is it bent up? Let's see. Pull that off. Let's take a look. No, the slambulance's engine's actually a regular engine, but you can remove the hood. And there being only 3 vehicles you can remove the hood on that are in the Wrek N Slam way, they're disqualified. Monster truck and forklift are both disqualified from this one, and that leaves us deciding. I think the Slam Mobile is getting the gold trophy for hood because that the texturing in there is really great. Silver goes to the Slambulance, and bronze goes to the Rigg. Now, that's basically it. Roofs. We covered the roofs. The roof for the Slambulance is pretty good. The roof for the Rigg, and the windshield for the Rigg can break, though. The windshield for the Slambulance can break. The windshield for this guy can break. This guy had no windshield, so he's disqualified. Forklift's disqualified. Forklift had that entire thing removed. So I'm going to give the forklift the gold on the roof area because you can remove the roll bars, unlike with the monster truck here. You can't remove these roll bars. The second runner-up is going to be the... it's going to be the Slam Mobile. The Mobile's got better roof stuff going on there. No, the Slambulance gets the silver. The Mobile gets the bronze. And this guy here gets the, he isn't last. No, Rigg goes last on the roof stuff. And now we're going to come over here to the rear. Nothing really happens with the rear of this guy, sadly, so not really much except for these pieces that remove. The rear for the Slambulance has the 2 doors that take off, and that's really cool. And I also like the bars allow things to hold, but in the rear for the others, not really much is going on except for a crane. And as rear stuff goes, we're going to give it to the monster truck as the gold trophy winner there. And the Slambulance gets the silver, and then the final one goes to the bronze trophy will go to the Slam Mobile because of storage. And we always love storage. Storage needs to be recognized. Now, that's the grading. And I think overall, if I kept it up in my head well enough, because I didn't write any of this down, the ambulance is going to win the overall best trophy, but the runner-up is going to be the forklift. And no, actually, the runner-up I think will be the monster truck here, and the second runner-up is the Mobile, and then the forklift followed by the Rigg. The Rigg's big; it's got a lot of cool things about it, but it's even got storage. It's just I wish they had done more with the Rigg. The Rigg is the worst of the bunch. Next to the forklift, well, actually next to the car. But the car has storage, and the Rigg has storage, so that's what makes them acceptable. Is these other pieces don't really have much storage. Now, let's have some fun, right? Before I end the video out. Sorry, let's set the monster truck here off to the side. Yeah, you just sit there, monster truck. Let's bring in the the Slambulance, and let's slam things. And run up here. Love how monster truck can just beat the crap out of these things. Monster truck, you're supposed to beat the crap out of this thing. Alright, that's the Slambulance.